channel. So today we are filming outside of my house because it's such a nice day. But I did turn on the lights at the back because today's January 6th, so it's the last day of Christmas, and we are probably gonna take out the Christmas lights there at the back. I don't know if you can see them sparkling there. But anyway, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to film outside, and also because my kids are asleep in our room, and usually when I do a video with me talking, they kind of wake up and they think they'd like to join. They usually want to join when I do this, so I don't want to wake them up. We've had a very tiring day today, so just want them to rest and have time for myself and film this thing. So today I want to share with you. So since I'm outside, you can hear some of the cars passing by. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to pause and let them pass by so that you won't hear them there in the background. But in case you hear me talking and I just ignore them, I'm sorry about that. So anyway, so today I want to share with you finally my final, well, I'm hoping the final 2020 setup of my planners, or my 2020 planner system. So this year, I am using multiple planners and journals for the different needs that I have. So here are a few tips on how you can identify if you need multiple planners or not. Because some people have that question. How do I need multiple planners, or do I not need multiple planners? Should I combine them? Should I not combine them? So it actually depends on what kind of planner and what kind of person you are. I'm a person who likes things that are compartmentalized or grouped together, each thing having its own place. So I like having multiple planners. If you're that kind of person, then go ahead and do this method. If not, if you like everything to be accessible to you, that's also fine. Just put them in one whole bullet journal or one whole planner, and that should be fine. So for me, what I did was I divided my need into two things: which ones need a planner and which ones need a journal. So the things that need a planner are the things that need to be tracked or needs to be listed down. I could use a planner for those. And then things that do not need to be listed down, or just for plain writing or dumping thoughts, I would use a journal. So I divided them into two categories: journal or a planner. And then for my planner, I decided that I needed one planner for my everyday to do things, but also a separate planner for work, because I like to separate my work. And then I need another one for my social media management, and so I need another one for my finances. So those are the four things that I need a planner for, or I need something to jot down the things that I need to do or things that I need to track. And then for my journals, what I need for my journals are, well, one, something to write on about my kids, something to write on about my thoughts, my introspection, because I usually talk to myself, and to psych me up, or to like I have a meeting with myself to discuss things, issues, or my thoughts about certain things. So where to put that, and also where to put my conversations with God when I pray, and I want to write them down so I could review them, or because I feel it feels like I'm conversing more when I'm writing versus when I'm just thinking them in my head. And it also clears space in my head, because writing it down slows my brain down, so I get to focus. So those are the things that I need a journal for. So then the next step that I did was to identify, do I need a paper planner / paper journal, or do I go digital? I identified things that I need digital ones, and then I identified the ones that could use paper. I really can't take away paper from myself. I love using paper, and again, using paper helps me think better because it slows my brain down. And actually, even using digital kind of slows my brain down, instead of just dumping them inside my brain or leaving them inside my brain. But writing it, I don't know about you. Like, are you like, for me, when I write something down, I tend to remember it more. Even if I don't read it again, the fact that I wrote it down, it's like I wrote it or etched it in my memory. So it's usually the saying that goes that if you don't write it down, it doesn't get done. That is so me. If I don't write it down, the chances of it getting done is 0, because I won't remember to do it. So for those important things, I need them to be in a paper planner. And so for my bullet journal is for my everyday things, everyday things that I need to do. My work is actually digital, and it makes sense that it's digital because I have, so at work you have work email, you have files that you need to go look at and stuff like that. So everything is digital. I use OneNote for that. It ties really, because OneNote is a Microsoft product, it ties really well with Microsoft Outlook, Microsoft Office. So everything is there. It's like my entire that's my hack for my work. Everything is there, and I don't need a paper planner for my to-do list because everything is there, and I just check it off and stuff like that. So it functions as my OneNote functions as my digital bullet journal. And if you do the getting things done method, OneNote is also an excellent tool for that. I tried using the getting things done method in our Microsoft Outlook, but it's a little difficult. It's easier to do it in OneNote. So anyway, so that's that. And then so I have my bullet journal I want to show you as I go through them. So I have my bullet journal for my everyday things, and my bullet journal is the Hobonichi. Oops. The Hobonichi notebook. And to be honest, I'm a little disappointed in it, or I expected to be disappointed. I just bought it because I've been telling myself that maybe if Hobonichi makes a journal, a blank one, I would buy it. And don't get me wrong, the paper is really great. I'm just really not a fan of ghosting. So as I set this up for 2020, I'm a little annoyed about the ghosting, and I will show you in a different video when we do when I show you how I set this up. But anyway, I'm using the same cover that I did for last year, which is the I forgot. I think it's Authors Avenue Sophia. But this is a leather trifold notebook cover. You can slip the journal here. It has a pen loop, but my pens don't fit. My fountain pens don't fit. And then it has a secretarial. It has a pocket at the side where I put stuff, and later I will show you the stuff that I put in here. So there, let me just put this back, and I'll show them to you later, or I'll show them to you now. So I have this postcard that's not written on or anything, but a colleague of mine bought this for me when I was in the US, because I was contemplating if I should buy the postcard, and instead of letting me buy it, he bought it for me. So this is when I went to Chicago, and this is one of the famous paintings in the Chicago Art Institute. So there, I put it there because it's a nice page. I'm thinking if I should stick it to my journal cover, but for now it's just there. And then this one is a monthly calendar for my social media, and I'll let you know later how I use it when we get to my social media part. Okay, and so the next planner so this is my bullet journal. I use OneNote for work. And then next is social media, which is so I have two planners for my social media. One is this BDJ disc bound notebook, and there's a funny story behind this journal, rather, not notebook. And I'm using this CNS Designs Brown Sugars Food Cravings. This is an undated monthly planner, and I'm using this in conjunction. I'm using this in conjunction with this planner. Oops, it's upside down. And I bring this with me every day. This one, I don't plan on bringing this with me every day. This will probably sit at my desk at home because it's a little heavy. But I have everything, or I have the overview here, so it's easier. But these are the two. So I chose BDJ because this is what I used last year, and for the first time ever in my life, a dated planner worked for me. And so it was the 2019 version of this, and it worked so well for my social media planner, and I'm just so happy it did work. So I got this one for this year, which is funny because I actually got this one. This is the same. Oops, why do I keep showing them upside down? So this is the first one that I got. They're the same. This one is just disc bound, and this one is Smithsonian with a leather cover. And I got this because this one is infinitely lighter than this one and also less bulky, which is funny because they have the same amount of paper. But this one, well, I guess the cover is heavy, the discs are heavy, but this one is really easy to bring. So I was thinking I wanted to bring my social media planner with me everywhere I go, so that it's easier for me. Like when I have downtime, I just open it, okay, what needs to get done, and I can do it. But it's just a little hard for me to use because I want my social media planner to have everything that is related to social media. So all the thoughts that I want, like when I brainstorm ideas or when I write down, like this one here, like when I write down the breakdown of a video, what I'm gonna talk about in the video, I want everything to be on the same planner. And this one doesn't have enough pages for that. It has notes pages at the back, but doesn't have enough pages for what I want to do. So I figured I really need the disc bound, because last year the disc bound really worked for me. I had a lot of notes that I added, lists that I added, and I just put them in here. And since it's disc bound, you can add a number of pages to it. So that's what I did. And so I bought this November, and I bought this before the year ended. So I ended up not using it for a while, not setting it up for a while, because when I opened it, I realized I really need a disc bound. So I bought this. And funny enough, I bought the CNS Designs brown sugar planner earlier because I was thinking of actually just bringing that small thing with me. So for my monthly planner, it just has all, so whatever I set up on the monthly pages of this planner, I set it up here as well. This is undated, so I just decorated it there. And then next is my financial planner. So I actually have three. This one is my wallet, and this is a Prima Marketing Traveler's Notebook. Gemini, the model is Gemini. I have an insert here that I decorated, and this is what I bring with me every day. Oops. This is what I bring with me every day, and I list down the things that I spent on that day, and I just collate them. And then this one is my planner for when my husband and I track our finances together. So we will put a summary every day of how much we spent. We have categories for that, and I will share that in a separate video how we're doing the financial planning. So this one is for my family in general, like for my husband and I, and this one is just for myself, the smaller one. And so what I plan to do is consolidate everything that I put in here. So I write things down on a daily basis here, and probably log it also in my bullet journal, and then also put them here to track weekly, and then we can do this also with my husband weekly. So I don't know why I want to do them, why I want to waste time doing that, but I just really want to build the habit. And aside from that, I also have I'm using an app, the wallet app. It's not been successful for me. I get tired or get too lazy logging my expenses. But hopefully this year it will work. I have 3 different methods to capture the expenses, and I hopefully use at least one of them, right? And then, so those are my planners. For my journals, I wasn't able to bring them down with me, but I'm using 2 5-year Hobonichi Techos that I actually bought last year. So I started 2019, and I will link the video down below where I showed the planners, the journals, and those journals I use to write to my kids. So I am putting snippets of my day, their day, what they did for that day, or my thoughts, so that when I give them those journals when they are older, I don't know, maybe it could help them when they have kids, or like when they just want to remember me. And then the other journal I have is, let's see, my daily reflections, introspection, and conversations with God. I'm actually just using one, and it's actually an app called the Journey app. I bought the pro version, and it's just a journaling app, and I like, because most of the time that I have time to do that is when I'm in the toilet or when I'm commuting, and pens and papers are not accessible during that time, so I need something that's with me, and that's my phone. So I use that app, and I love it because I can attach pictures. I wish I could attach videos, but I could attach pictures, and I could do tags on it, so it's easier to search for things. And it's getting dark, I'm sorry. So there. So I use that app and I really love it. I'll put the link down below on the Play Store links for the apps that I'm using in case you're interested in using them. And oh, and then just one more journal that's not here too is my Micarius notebook. It's a grid notebook. And what I love about it is that I love the paper. It's my work notebook. So remember my to-do list or my bullet journal for work is actually digital. But when I go to meetings and I need to write something down, because I still need to write things down, I have that notebook that's my catch-all for anything that I can't put in digitally initially. So there. So this is my 2020 planner setup. And let me know in the comments which planners are you using. Thank you for watching. Bye!